result?
It was a tough game, a really tough game. But I cannot question how hard our players tried out there. I thought they gave absolutely everything. And for some of those youngsters and inexperienced players, they'll learn massively from that game tonight in terms of when they've got caught a couple of times, maybe stepped in when they didn't need to and things, and hopefully that they'll be better for that the next time and the time after that. But I thought the effort in terms of what the players put into, I think that people should be really proud of that.
So you sound contented, I guess.
Not contented, not contented with the result. I think we were disappointed with the result, but I think from me, I can't question how hard the players tried. And I think, like I said, what needs to happen with that is the learnings that go with that. You play against the world champions, you know how clinical they are and how effective they are, the power that they can bring off the bench in terms of the 6-2 split that they're able to operate with, and that does put you under some pressure. But like I said, for us it's going away from this campaign. I think a few players are aware that in the next couple of months, not everybody, but there's some work to do from a conditioning perspective, so they're in even better shape when they come back in for the next campaign. And what are the things that they learnt from tonight's experience in terms of just little wee things that sides that you're playing against of that quality in terms of world champions, they take advantage of and they punish you for.
What happens now in terms of you and your future in the world?
We'll just have to wait and see what happens over the next couple of days, I think.
Do you still want to be the national coach? Look,
I'm only human if I haven't seen the last few weeks have been challenging and been tough. We question ourselves after each game, what could have we done better? What could have I done better in that week in terms of the preparation? But that's no different. When you're losing, you do that. But when you've also won and had gone on winning streaks, you'll still ask yourself the same questions about what could have we done better in terms of the week's preparation and stuff. So it's just probably seeing what happens over the next few days and having a chat with the powers that be, and also talking to family and stuff as well.
So I guess people would expect you to say, yes, I'm 100% determined to go all the way through, lead this country and keep driving on.
Yeah.
That's the expectation.
Yeah, but
of a man in charge, what people say.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. But like I said, the last couple of weeks have been challenging in terms of the amount of negativity and stuff. And you're only human if you don't think that has a little bit of an impact on you. So you've got to assess what's happened in the last few weeks, talk to the right people. Look, I'm motivated to want to be here, and got a good group of men who think that working hard over the next few months, building towards the Six Nations, that they're only going to get better. So it's kind of like you're in when you ask those questions, you sometimes feel like you're in a no-win situation about what answer you give. If I say, look, it's almost like that I'm being defiant about what things that we need to do to improve and get better at. And I know there are things that we can work hard and get better at, but I do definitely want to be here, and it's just about letting the dust settle over the next few days and talking to people about, is it the best thing, and obviously talking to people within the union too.
After the Italy game, you said you offered your resignation. Was that a genuine?
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you done so since?
No, I haven't, no.
What's changed? What's the difference?
The difference is, I think the Six Nations is different. I think that's a competition where in the past traditionally views the autumn as part of development. You're not playing for points every week. So that, to me, and I understand that how important that competition is to the union, not just from a results point of view, but financially as well. And I've been around the game long enough to understand that performances and results are important. So look, I was genuine about that. But things are, you probably approach the autumn a little bit differently, and we have done that traditionally in the past when you're looking to develop players in the squad and giving them time to help prepare for a Six Nations campaign.
Just a final one quickly. Just has there ever been a discussion, or have you ever considered the idea of maybe staying involved with the union, but maybe the idea of moving upstairs and moving to the development role? Do you understand what I mean? So the expertise that we still use.
Yeah, my wife said that to me this morning, so he thought about doing some stuff. So, look, there are a number of things that hopefully there's been talk about a strategy and that relationship and a deal to be done with the regions. We've for a long time, I think there have been issues within the game. Probably the success that we've had in the past has papered over some of those cracks. We talked about, when the dam bursts, and it has, it's going to take a little while to fix it and get it back on track. But the thing is, whether people give you that time and they give you that patience to be able to do that. What I saw today from this group of young men and players, it gave me a lot of positive hope that there is an opportunity for us to improve and get better, and like I said, to focus on the Six Nations in terms of the learnings from this campaign and turning up in a couple of months' time ready to go for a Six Nations tournament.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to ITV next.
Warren, as a rugby playing nation, I guess, where do we go now? Because there's a lot of things to fix. So what are the priorities, I guess, in the short term to get us back on track as a power in world rugby? Because we've been on slides since the World Cup.
Yeah, it's amazing what a difference just over 12 months can do, isn't it? In terms of stuff, and you lose all those caps and all that experience, and you kind of it has been challenging. There's no doubt about that. So I think for us, from a union's perspective, is that there needs to be agreement with the regions, and there needs to be some change. I've gone into board meetings with them and spoken about us being courageous, being bold about some of the decisions that we potentially need to make to help improve the game. I think there needs to be investment and to making sure that pathways and the academies and the 20s program, that's your lifeblood in terms of the future of the game in Wales. And since we disbanded the National Academy in 2015, and when we had successful, we had some time after that with the 20s program, but we've probably had, we're probably a reflection of how the 20s program hasn't been as successful from that, and those are the players that are coming through to us now, and they've had some good years, but we need to make sure that there's things put in place, and I know the union are talking about the strategies to do that, and there just needs to be an agreement, hopefully, between the regions and the unions to put some positive steps in place to affect change. And it's going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to happen overnight, but like I said, I came away from today thinking this group of players, if they can learn from that today and put that sort of amount of effort in there, I think we've got some hope going forward.
Darren, just to yourself, I don't think anybody in this room would question the desire and the heart of the players today, particularly the way you've carried yourself personally in this campaign. But from a player's perspective, how has this been? Because it feels like at times you're giving everything, but maybe the structures of Welsh rugby have let you down. How does it feel as a player in this situation?
I mean, we don't read into the structures really. We don't question that. We go on the field to perform, don't we? That's our job is to go on the field, give everything for the jersey, for the public, for the fans, for the people who support us, and come off saying that we give everything. And today we did that. We're playing double world champions. Not everything is going to go our way. Game's not perfect, but we showed a lot of heart, I think, and we stuck in the fight. Weren't able to probably apply as much pressure as we would have wanted to in in their half, but you know, a lot of that's down to discipline as well. 15 penalties, I think, and you give a team with, you know, South Africa's set piece and you know, attacking prowess, that many opportunities to get into the game is going to be tough. But look, it's, you know, sometimes it's about the journey and enjoying the journey as well. Journey's not always going to be perfect, and I guess some people want to be at the destination straight away, but you know, you miss the good times, and you know, I think the fond memories you get to look back on sometimes are from things like this, from going through tough times and climbing out of the hole. And you know, we're excited and ecstatic to be able to do that and to put on the jersey every time we get to.
Come in there.
Dewi, when they got the second try in 8 minutes, I think, from the lock, there was a bit of fear, at least in the stadium, that it could get very ugly. What was said in the huddle among the players?
You know, I think the fear from the stadium is probably different to what we're feeling. You know, they'd scored 2 tries early, but we know we're a team who will fight for everything. We've gone down before and come back. Did it against Australia the week previous. So, you know, our chat was just about staying in the fight. You know, making it a fight, making them work hard, and we did that. We got opportunity towards the end, and we scored a try. I think a lot of our talk was about field position and playing in the right areas. You know, it's hard to attack when you're playing in your own 22, and we probably didn't get those opportunities, and when we did, we took it. So yeah, it was just about pride, I think. You know, just being proud about the performance that we were going to put out, and yes, the scoreboard doesn't reflect that, but we've worked hard today.
Alex, and then if you want Welsh, we'll come to that after Alex.
Warren, you said to Matt about some of the things that you might be looking to change or you'd like to see change. Are you happy with what you're hearing is happening behind the scenes to try and turn this around and change that direction?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's, you know, there's been negotiations going on and they haven't concluded yet, and but some of the things that the union are trying to put in place, I think, will definitely make a change, and depending on how radical some of those things are or how much influence finally you know, potentially we're going to have to help implement some of those things. And so it's a matter of those negotiations continuing and you know, hopefully those things get put in place.
And you mentioned conditioning the players.
Not all the players, some of the players, yeah.
But the last couple of weeks maybe improving physicality and ball carrying from the players. Is that, how do you go about trying to do that to get that?
Yeah, I think that's some of the conditioning side of things, and just continue to work on those technical aspects. I think that when we've planned things in the past and we've gone through cycles and our whole thing has been building towards World Cups, what's tended to happen in the past is that we've had that 4 months together building for a World Cup, and you might lose a couple of players at the coming towards the end of the career, and you replace that, and then over that cycle there might be 3 or 4 other players that lose, but you kind of finish a World Cup normally, and you're hoping that most of that squad's going to be around for the next cycle, and so that the changeover is slow and moderate, and the players coming through at the bottom are just filtered in, and that transition's easy. You know, so after the World Cup last year, you know, that's been a real challenge for us because we're losing all the players that we did and the amount of experience, and it takes a bit of time, and it's hard to replace overnight. And I understand there's a lot of expectations about us doing that, but it takes a little bit of time to be able to do that, and so we haven't had that luxury of having that time together as a squad and having those transitions in a sort of implemented way through that next cycle.
Okay, so we've got time for dau gwestiwn yn Cymraeg yn unig.
Okay,